American Pickers star Mike Wolfe's girlfriend Letitia Klein drops $110,000 on Kentucky coffee shop featuring vintage decor. The U.S. Sun can reveal exclusive details on the new coffee shop. Letitia bought the commercial property on July 16, 2021, for $110,000, according to property records. A photo obtained from Barron County Court shows the exterior of the two-story building built in 1947. Earlier this week, Letitia gave Instagram followers a sneak peek inside the property. Letitia then posted the coffee counter as she captioned the picture, "It's finally starting to look like a shop. This was a lot of fun to build/design." The counter is wood and the walls have matching wood trim and shiny brick tile. As for the seating area, customers can enjoy their coffee on a vintage brown leather couch or comfortable yellow chair, as books are sprawled on the coffee table. The coffee shop will also serve snacks as she shows off the great healthy choices, including bars and granola. Ace Coffee Cafe's Instagram bio reads, "Cultivate, curate, elevate, educate, serving more than coffee." Letitia is also the owner of Sucker Punch Drink and Food Company. Letitia lives in Kentucky and often visits her boyfriend Mike, 60, in Tennessee. The American Pickers star and Letitia went public with their romance in August 2021 during a trip to his hometown of La Claire, Iowa. The two have been going strong since then, as they often post together on social media. Letitia recently gushed about her boyfriend over Instagram for his 60th birthday, captioning a series of photos, "Miles and miles, and many more left to travel. Thank you for giving me the best view as we journey them together. Happy birthday, my love." Letitia and Mike also recently teamed up for a campaign with Harley-Davidson. She posted on Instagram, "Nothing in this life is easy. I didn't land this spot for Harley for any other reason than being authentic, and how I became that way was by fighting to stay true to myself every second of every day. The world is so messed up. From the moment we wake up until we fall asleep, we are inundated with images and videos of the ideal or perfect existence. And if we aren't that, and sometimes if we are, we have a thumb warrior just waiting to strike and type a hateful message to make us second-guess everything we do. A big part of why I love writing is because I don't have to think about any of that. Writing takes me away and connects me to what is real. It puts the entire world in perspective, something that is lost if you only experience this planet through a screen. Over the years, I've been so fortunate to have the opportunity to work with a company I grew up with, and I can't thank the crew at Harley-Davidson enough for allowing me to be me." Mike Wolfe, the star of American Pickers, has always been an avid collector of the past, hunting down rare antiques and treasures to preserve history. But when his girlfriend, Letitia Klein, decided to make a bold move of her own, it was a different kind of treasure she sought, one that would not only reflect her personal style, but also bring a slice of nostalgia to the community. In an unexpected turn, Klein dropped a staggering $110,000 on a quaint coffee shop in Kentucky that promised to be the perfect blend of vintage charm and modern appeal. The shop, nestled in the heart of a picturesque Kentucky town, had long been a local favorite. But when Letitia walked through the door, she saw more than just a cozy corner cafe. She saw a potential goldmine of personality and history. She could feel the space's potential, and it was clear that the shop had room to grow. What it needed, she thought, was a fresh breath of air, a carefully curated makeover that would turn it into a vintage-inspired haven, appealing to both old souls and modern-day coffee enthusiasts. With an eye for detail and a love for all things retro, she set out to create a place where people could sip on locally brewed coffee while surrounded by the comforting embrace of vintage decor, reminiscent of a time when things were simpler and stories were passed down through generations. Letitia's journey into the coffee world wasn't entirely new. While she had always had a love for antique collections, a passion for unique spaces, and an affinity for local businesses, she had never fully immersed herself in running a shop like this. Her ability to spot hidden gems and her entrepreneurial instincts, however, made her the perfect candidate to breathe new life into the coffee shop. And she didn't do it alone. Mike Wolfe, with his years of expertise in hunting down rare items, joined Letitia in sourcing unique and eclectic pieces to fill the space. The combination of Mike's knowledge and Letitia's vision created the perfect partnership, one that would resonate in every corner of the shop. The $110,000 price tag covered not just the physical transformation of the coffee shop, but also a complete overhaul of the vibe. It was clear from the moment you stepped inside that the place had been meticulously crafted to feel like stepping back in time. One of the most eye-catching elements was the carefully curated collection of vintage furniture, sourced from some of Mike Wolfe's best-picking expeditions. There were mid-century modern chairs, quirky 1970s lamps, and rustic wooden tables that seemed to tell their own stories. Each piece of furniture was hand-picked with care, ensuring that the decor would create a nostalgic atmosphere that appealed to the patron's love for authenticity and history. But Letitia didn't stop at just furniture. She wanted to create an experience, not just a place to grab a cup of coffee. The walls were lined with vintage signage, old photographs, and retro artwork that paid homage to Kentucky's rich history. The counter was made from reclaimed wood, polished to perfection, showcasing the grain and imperfections of the past. Even the coffee mugs, sourced from various antique shops, added a touch of warmth and personality, making each customer feel like they were holding a piece of the past in their hands. The baristas served up the finest local coffee blends, but they also took inspiration from the vintage elements surrounding them. Each drink had its own story, served with a side of nostalgia. Customers could sip on a classic latte while enjoying the timeless ambience, where every detail, right down to the vintage jukebox in the corner, felt like it belonged to a forgotten era. For Letitia, the joy wasn't just in serving coffee, but in fostering an environment where people could relax, reminisce, and connect with the past. To take the nostalgia to the next level, Letitia had incorporated items she and Mike had found on their many antique excursions. A collection of old-school board games was available for customers to enjoy, hearkening back to a time when families gathered around the table without the distractions of modern technology. The walls featured rare Americana artifacts, from old-fashioned gas station signs to weathered vinyl records, each one telling a story of simpler times. But the shop wasn't just about vintage decor, it was about community. Letitia saw the potential for the coffee shop to become more than just a place to grab a drink. She wanted it to be a hub where locals could gather, share stories, and create new memories. She set up a cozy reading nook, filled with antique bookshelves and vintage chairs, where people could relax with a hot cup of coffee and a good book. She also planned to host regular events, from vintage market pop-ups to live music performances, bringing even more life to the charming space. For Letitia, the decision to invest $110,000 in the coffee shop wasn't just about business, it was about passion. She was following in Mike Wolfe's footsteps, seeking out the forgotten treasures of the past while breathing new life into them. She knew that the coffee shop would never just be a place to grab a quick cup of coffee. It would be an experience, a place where people could gather and savor the moments, all while surrounded by the echoes of history. Word quickly spread throughout the town about the coffee shop's grand transformation. Locals flocked to the shop to see the changes for themselves, marveling at the careful attention to detail and the seamless blending of old and new. Letitia's gamble had paid off, and the coffee shop quickly became a favorite destination for both residents and tourists alike. The combination of great coffee, a unique atmosphere, and a sense of nostalgia made it a place where people could escape the hustle and bustle of everyday life and take a step back in time. For Mike Wolfe and Letitia Klein, the Kentucky Coffee Shop wasn't just a business venture, it was a labor of love. Through their shared passion for history and antiques, they had created a space that would stand the test of time, much like the vintage treasures they so lovingly sought to preserve. The coffee shop was a testament to the past and a reminder that sometimes the best way to move forward is to look back, embracing the stories and memories that have shaped us.